The House Joint Committee on Anti-Corruption and Public Affairs Matters has summoned the chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission and heads of MDAs for failing to honor invitation to appear before its public hearing. The committee says failing to appear at the next sitting will attract a warrant of arrest, and the committee will not leave any stone unturned in wielding the big stick, the reports.
The committee was charged by the House of Representatives to look into the massive corruption uncovered that is still ongoing in ministries, departments, and agencies following an investigation by the ICPC. While presenting the report before the committee on Tuesday, the ICPC says it has discovered systematic corruption in the public service and have been able to block a total of 42 billion naira in 2019 and 147 billion naira in 2020. They said these high levels of corruptions were detected in the nominal roles and other bloated head costs in the MDAs.
Almost all MDAs, after paying wages at the end of the month, had huge unspent balances. And the question was, how do they end up with huge unspent balances? A lot of MDAs, if you run through them, you would find what we do, for instance, is to compare the payroll. They submit a nominal roll for budget. Then every month they produce a payroll. You look at the payroll, you see names that come in, go out as if it's a movie theater.
Following this monumental disclosure by the ICPC and the absence of heads of the MDAs, lawmakers were furious at the total disregard for constituted authority by these heads of MDAs as they called for adjournment of the hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I'm struggling very hard to understand why these people are not here. Some of these agencies didn't even send anybody, and I am sitting down here where I should be in plenary. I take exception to the fact that they are not here, Mr. Chairman. I don't know if they have made representations to you, but I think they should be here for us to discuss these matters. Otherwise, I think we are wasting our time. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes.
We're talking about MDAs. What is the size and the number of MDAs we have in Nigeria, and what is the number of attendants here? I'm not even talking about whether the chief executives are here or not, but the attendance is very, very, very bad. The number of MDAs we have in Nigeria compared to is less than 0.00001 attendance here. So, in my view, Mr. Chairman, this public hearing has to be adjourned, and we sent a serious letter to all the MDs.
The hearing ended abruptly following a motion by members to suspend sitting. The chairman called for adjournment with stern warning to heads of MDAs.
Situation where almost 100% of what the country earns goes into paying for recurring expenditure, that is, personnel and overheads, with very little left, to execute capital projects, I think calls for a serious concern. And it is in this regard that we feel if there are frauds that are being perpetrated in the area of personnel costs, I think we as a parliament have a responsibility in line with our constitutional responsibility under Section 88 of the Constitution to cause an investigation with a view to cleansing up, the audience table, that is to bring these, practices to an end.
The chairman of the committee and the speaker, represented by the majority leader, had earlier reiterated the importance of the investigation, which they said is to sanitize the civil service against corruption and ensure funds allocated to them are judicially utilized. The committee later adjourned for another date, which is yet to be fixed, to allow heads of MDAs to appear for the hearing.